To gender matters, the Public Services International Africa and Arab countries have organized a 3-day regional women's conference which began today in Abuja. Now we focused on women workers together breaking barriers towards gender equality, stakeholders dialogue, the role of international solidarity in strengthening and building the trade unions movement at national and regional level, gender transformative quality public services, rebuilding the social organization of care group work. Our correspondent Mavis Ako has details of this report.
This is a regional women's conference to break the barrier towards gender equality, especially as it relates to the role of women workers in the economy. As reported by the International Labour Organization 2022, that finding a job for women is tougher than it is for men. The Public Services International Africa and Arab countries today in Abuja deemed it necessary to broaden the knowledge of women leadership across the continent as it protects the rights of women in the workplace. The Vice President, PSI, Comrade Peters Adeyemi, hoped that the conference will help encourage the government to expedite the process of ratification of the convention.
And we think that this conference will assist us to draw the attention of our various governments in the Africa and the Arab countries on how to stem the tide of violence against women in workplaces, and also the problem of security challenges that we are confronted with in quite a number of African countries that affects the women more. You have seen the problem that we had in Nigeria when we had that problem of the Chibok girls, which still remain very evergreen. The problem of insecurity has had more impact on our women. We also think that women need to sit down together and see how they can also develop strategies as to how they can help themselves to become even more visible in the struggle against anti-people policies that are being embarked upon.
Meanwhile, the General Secretary, PSI, Comrade Rosa Pavenelli, says working at the grassroots will address gender inequality.
We work to create a better future where gender equality is the rule for all. That we need, first, being more vocal. Second, accessing leadership position within the union movement, within the political movement, the party movement, and in government, of course, to make the difference, But I also believe that it's a cultural issue. And our work has to be through the society, alliance with the civil society organization, working at the grassroots to change the cultural environment that continue to produce this discrimination.
For Joe Ajeru, National President, Nigerian Labour Congress, there is a need to go beyond ratification.
Organizational and institutional behavior, including signing of Convention 190 by some member countries, a lot still needs to be done, especially in the private and informal workplace, which constitute about 80% of the entire workforce. You are expected to come up with ideas that will make the fight against the gender-biased violence more effective beyond ratification by member nations. You are similarly invited to propose a radically transformative public service that is at once gender sensitive, responsive and accessible to all, but to women in particular.
This conference holds for 3 days with expected resolution that will reshape issues currently confronting women across continents as it relates to gender equality. From the nation's capital, Mavis Ako, KAFTAN TV News.